Hello Libra, welcome to your May 2021 monthly tarot readings. I am Vicki from North of 40 Tarot, and I'm going to do things slightly different than I have in the past for your monthly reading. This deck of cards here is actually two decks of cards, and it's major arcanas only, and that is to get the overall influencing energy for the entire month. I will then use the Crow Tarot, and we will get into more of your messages. And while I shuffle this deck, we're going to talk about some stuff going on in the cosmos. There's a good reason for that. We went through most of March and April. There was 6 weeks where we didn't have any retrogrades going on. And now we have, it started at the end of April, we have Pluto in full retrograde. So that is a death and rebirth cycle, and with Pluto going retrograde, we are more in the ending the death cycle and probably already been through that lost grief and kind of starting to come out of it as we move through our transformation. Now when Pluto goes direct in October, we're going to know more about how we're all coming out on the other side of this. So we will have Saturn on May 23rd going retrograde, and that is going to work into the whole extra kick in the pants for karmic cycles ending and restarting and new ones starting and all that fun stuff. We may be feeling restricted and blocked in that time, and that our manifestations are being restricted and blocked, and that is just simply Saturn putting the brakes on things from moving too quickly and getting out of hand. So not necessarily a bad thing. Whew. All right, we're just getting warmed up on May 8th. I'm going to start shuffling now. I'm going to ask for the major energy. Wow, that was fast. For Libra for the month of May. We had we had Venus move into Gemini on May 8th. And with that, I'm just checking to see if there's anything else that wants to come out. And with that, we may be finding things with our love life moving and shifting more towards the communication. There we go. Because Gemini is the communicator, ruled by Mercury. Mercury does go retrograde, by the way, at the end of May, and it is going to be in the sign of Gemini, so you can expect your communications to have some troubles at the end of May and into June when Mercury goes direct. Let's talk a little bit more about Venus being in Gemini. What does Gemini embody? It embodies communication, a lot of talking, messages going back and forth. It embodies a lot of fun and flirtatious energy. It's a little bit free-spirited, so there is not a lot of parameters and borders involved with it. I'm going to pause with the cosmos right here and get into what the major energies for you, Libra, that are coming out. And I'm a little bit shocked that the Justice card, because that is your card. All of the major arcanas have a sun sign or an astrology sign attached to it. And yours is the Justice card. Now, Justice card has been coming out in the body of the reading, and I will be using the Crow Tarot for that. But let's talk about the major arcanas and the energies that are coming out. Now, some of you may be cuspers with Virgo, and Virgo had this exact card, and this is the High Priestess. Now, this is number 2 in the major arcana, so there is some balance, but this is the card, or one of the cards of Pisces, and you did get the other one, so you may have some Pisces in your chart. And when you see anybody or hear anybody who is involved in the spiritual or more metaphysical talk about things involving your chart, they're talking about your astrological birth chart, and the signs or the areas that you want to be focusing on is your sun, moon, and rising signs. Those are the ones that Your sun sign is your outer you. Your rising sign is your inner you. Your moon is your emotions. Your Mercury is your communication. Venus is love and how you love and perceive love. And your anger, drive, I'm trying to think of what else Mars encompasses, but Mars is how you basically deal with your anger. So those are the ones that you really want to focus on the most. Anyway, back to this. This is the High Priestess. She is very spiritual. She is a bit of a spiritual advisor, feminine energy. She often is psychic, creative, and can have a secret. Now, Virgo had this card as well, so that's why I'm saying some of you may be cuspers with Virgo or have a Virgo in your chart. They had this card as well. Other card of Pisces, we have the Hanging Man. Now, the Hanging Man is not in distress, even though in this card he's disarticulated from the rest of his body. The Hanging Man is actually waiting. It's a period of waiting or feeling like you're in suspended animation. And with some of the retrogrades we've got going on, there may be a bit of a feeling of suspended animation or a period of waiting for things to happen or things to shift and change. There are a lot of things shifting and changing just beneath the surface, so you may have to hang around for a bit. Oh, bad pun. Or change your perspective on how you are viewing your current situation, particularly for the month of May. Now, this is not a horrible card to be kind of ending out your major energies that are coming into play here, and that's the Lovers. This is the card of Gemini. So because Gemini is represented by the twins, it's a 2. I know, roundabout way of getting that, but it is. There is balance, but with this card, there's a lot of deep love. And this card embodies its name fully. So there is a lot of deep love coming in. You may be finding out a secret or really going within and trusting your gut. Go with your intuition, because with the High Priestess and intuition, doesn't steer you wrong. Listen to your gut. People often ignore their gut feelings, and none of that ever turns out well, does it? I know for me, it certainly has not. Every time I ignore my gut, things go sideways at best. Usually downhill is where it goes quickly too. So listen to your gut. Bring in that deep love for yourself, even though you may be waiting on something. We'll find out a little bit more here once we get into the crows. Anyway, back to the cosmos. There's tons of stuff going on. We have the new moon in Taurus on May 11th, and new moons are always about a new cycle. And calling in, doing your manifestation, setting your intentions, charging, and cleansing any of your divination tools. So tarot cards, crystals, anything that you put spiritual or cosmic energy into, that is when you want to have newness associated to it. And with the moon being in Taurus at the time, Taurus, being an earth energy, wants to focus on things that are tangible. So this particular new moon is a great time to be thinking or putting your intentions and to be getting explicit. Get extremely clear on what it is you want to bring in, particularly on things that are tangible. If it's a house that you want to be bringing in, then start manifesting, bringing in how you're going to get that house, or a new car or a job, or how you're going to deal with your finances and your money. Get clear, get specific, slow down, and get grounded in the time frame. So about May 10th, May 11th, May 12th, a little bit into May 13th, which I believe is a Thursday. Those energies you can really dig into Oh, I am just full of the bad puns today. Dig, earth. Okay, never mind. So once we get through that, we have pre-shadow phase for Saturn going retrograde. So you may be feeling a slowing down of transformation energy. You may be feeling a slowing down of karma happening, and that's when those feelings of being blocked and restricted may start to be making itself known and peeking out from under the shadows. The following weekend, we'll have that kind of pre-shadow retrograde energy coming in for the Mercury retrograde. Then on May 20th, the sun moves into the sign of Gemini. So this really serious, slower energy, that grounded energy, going to kind of release, and things are just going to free will it. I hate to say it, as a Gemini, yeah, we free will it. We're all over the place. We don't like restrictions and boxes. We want to be over there, but then we're like, oh, butterfly, oh, bird, and shiny thing, squirrel. That's in Gemini energy. So you can expect some of that. But the one good thing is Gemini energy, particularly for the Northern Hemisphere, brings in much nicer weather. Oh, knock on wood. Knock on wood, blockhead. That usually brings in better weather, and Gemini is associated with being kind of a sunny disposition, although the evil twin can pop its head in at any time because it's the twins. It could pop its head in at any time, and you never know what could happen, and things can shift quite quickly. So I do have one more thing to talk about, but in the meantime, let's get the messages for Libra for the month of May. Now, the final thing I want to talk about in the cosmos that is happening in the month of May, this is a big one, guys. This is bigger than all of the retrogrades. And yeah, if you have a tough time with the full moons and your emotions, buckle in, guys, because on May 26th, we have a super full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. And the supermoon brings out extra charged energy. So we may be feeling a little bit fiery and passionate because Sagittarius is a fire sign. So there may be some of that kind of feelings rolling around, but there's a lunar eclipse. And it's the first of the eclipse season, and there will be a solar eclipse on June 10th, but that's for the June readings. This full moon with the eclipse is going to heighten emotions, and it is going to want us to get really informed and making informed choices and decisions. And it wants us to focus on space and freedom and how we can achieve those types of feelings. Now with the eclipse, that wants us to finish things off. It wants us to slow down, and if it's a book you're partway through, finish that book. If you're in the middle of a project, close that project off. Get it done, pass it off, do whatever you need to do to close out those cycles. So there's a double whammy coming in with, I don't know why I feel like I need to keep shuffling, but there is a double whammy coming in for the emotional aspect of the moon with this eclipse on the 26th. And while I see if there is maybe one more card, there it is. I know the Justice card did not make an appearance. Just taking a look at what's kind of bubbling up to the surface here. There is patience required. We have the Temperance card on the bottom of the deck. There is some patience required. I'll do a quick run through in just a moment with all of that. I do have one more housekeeping thing to get through, and we'll jump into the rest of your reading, and that is make sure you like, subscribe, you can share, make sure you hit that notification bell. You never know when I'm going to do readings that are outside of the monthly realm. I am running a contest. I did this for the month of April. I'll do this again for May. Whichever sign has the most views and interactions for the May monthly reading. And the following month, being June, your sign will get extra readings. Now, if you like and subscribe and interact with any of your channels, sharing the links to the videos also helps. It also counts if the person receiving it clicks on it and views it. So that helps. And that helps not just my channel, but all channels. And this contest is going to keep going. Now, Scorpio won the April contest. So in May, they're going to get extra readings. And they won by a landslide. So make sure you interact with the video. That's the best thing I could do. I also do daily tarots and I also do personal readings. So contact me and we can discuss that. Anyway, on to the reading. We start off with the King of Swords. The King of Swords. He's very intelligent and articulate. It's air energy. It's masculine energy. And as you can see, he sits on his throne. He usually has swords surrounding him. And that is because he is not emotionally inclined. He doesn't care about your emotions. He'll tell you what he thinks. He will tell you whatever answer. If you ask him a question, he'll give you the answer. And he's not going to care if he hurts your feelings. So there is an emotional detachment with this card. Up next, we have Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups, because it is water energy, it talks about your emotions. Five of Cups is a feeling of grief, loss, sorrow. It's sadness, just kind of overall. Up next, we do have some fire energy with the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is you were at a crossroads, you had to make a decision, and the Three of Wands is your answer coming in. There is something as in terms of a response that is coming towards you. You may be feeling conflicted because here is the Five of Swords. Now, swords is air energy, as I said earlier with the King, and it talks about things going on in your mind. So it isn't necessarily an outward conflict. You're rolling around what's going on in your mind, what's happening in your mind, and you're feeling conflicted. Now, you've already kind of been through the battle because with the previous cards, the Two of Swords is being at a crossroad and not being able to see which way to go. Three of Swords is heartbreak. Four of Swords, having to rest and heal. Then you have the Five of Swords, and that is kind of picking up what's left after the battle. But there is still conflict here. There is some interesting numerology going on here, and I'll touch on that right after I get through these cards. Up next, we have the Three of Cups. So again, more emotions. You seem to be kind of bouncing back and forth between what's going on in your mind and what's going on with your feelings. But the Three of Cups, this is going to be more towards the end of the month here. Three of Cups is a feeling of celebration and joy. As you can see, each of these crows is enjoying a drink from their own cup. So there is something to be happy and to be celebrating with or about, and this is often with those closest, nearest, and dearest to you. So for numerology, we have number two with the High Priestess. Can't forget about those guys. You have 5 and 5. These are Master Angel numbers. Please feel free to Google them. 5s are about change. And then you've got 3 and 3. So that in itself is another Master Angel number. 3s are often about growth and expansion. Which, speaking of growth and expansion, I forgot to mention, right around the new moon on May 11th, Jupiter goes into the sign of Pisces. So we may be feeling Jupiter, being the planet of growth, luck, and expansion, is moving into sign of Pisces, and we may be feeling a lot more daydreamy-ish. Please indulge in taking a little bit of time to daydream, as this may help you manifest and get clear as to what it is you want to bring in this month. What is happening this month for you? I don't know why I'm getting this as a love situation. This may have been a love triangle at one point. And you're maybe having to cut somebody out or cut somebody off due to a secret. You've been waiting around hoping that things would work out, but that's not happening. You've had to make a decision and you're waiting to see what the response is, but in the meantime, you're feeling really lost, grief-stricken over it, and you're feeling like you're picking up the pieces as to what's left and moving on. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing, and I am willing to dig into this a little bit more. This is the Line Strider Tarot. Let's clarify what exactly is this Five of Cups. But by the end of the month, I just want to quickly point out this card here, the Three of Cups. You see the wreath here in the top corner? That is exactly what the World card looks like with the Crow Tarot. And for some reason, I always get a feeling that there is a sense of completion in regards to having that Three of Cups card come out. Now we have, I'm just going to run through, I won't go exactly what each of the cards mean. We have, to clarify the Five of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups. So that is feminine, nurturing, loving energy. We have the Two of Swords. I spoke about this right before the Five of Swords. So the Two of Swords, needing to make a decision, can't see which way to go. Two of Cups, that's my romance card. Here's the other half. This is definitely a love situation that you're feeling grief and sorrow about. There's the King of Cups, the pair to the Queen. We've got Four of Cups, feeling ignored. Ten of Swords, end of a painful cycle. You may have been in a partnership that has recently broken up, or somebody has made a decision for you about the fate of this relationship. You may have made this decision based on the fact that you were feeling ignored, and this is the end of a painful cycle, even though you are still feeling the sadness. Okay. Let's do the Three of Wands, please. Maybe feeling some grief and sadness still, but there's a sense of moving on, even though none of these cards are really movement cards. So let's see if we can get anything for the Three of Wands. This deck, I should have picked a different one. This Line Strider deck can often be a little bit camera shy. There we go. Okay, Five of Wands. There's your conflict. Ooh, two major arcana cards. You may have been dealing with a Gemini, because both of these cards are cards of Gemini. You've got the Lovers again, double confirmation that this is love related, and the Magician. You've been you're creating something new. Three of Cups, please. Three of Cups. There we go. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is, really quick, the Hierophant has a bit of a bear energy to this deck. Bear energy is actually good energy. It's about positive movement forward. It's strong, it's strength. Where did that guy come from? Okay, Empress. Empress is a 3 card as well. So you have 333 that is out. The Hierophant is about being committed and disciplined. And you know what? 1 for Three of Wands. So you've got Three of Wands, you've got 3, 3, 3, 3. You've got 4 threes. There's a lot of growth and expansion going on here. See if there's anything else for this 5. Okay. All right. So after all of this has been going on, you do have what it takes to move on and create your future. You're going to be picking up what's left. You're getting your answers. You may not be liking them. And while you're feeling really stuck with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, like it's not going anywhere, just remember the Wheel of Fortune is also the wheel of life. Now, you have to have the downturns in order to get the upturn. And there is an upturn coming up here with the Fool energy, which is taking a leap of faith into something new and allowing your kind of more childlike energy to come through. You do have the Tower on the bottom of the deck. And that is something that is really shocking coming in. And I have a feeling that this is actually a good kind of shocking. So near the end of the month, something is going to happen, moving and shaking, and you're stepping into something new. And you have the Empress with the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is committed, very disciplined, very wise, and the Empress is very loving, caring, and nurturing. So I think what this is that you're celebrating is something that is very caring and nurturing that is coming in. That's going to be more into June. We have Temperance, which is talking about needing some patience while dealing with this, and that goes perfectly well with the Hanged Man energy and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It wants you to slow down and really be patient while you create your future. Double confirmation with the Magician. You're not feeling like you're up to the challenge, but you are. You have the answers. You've got what it takes. This card is a card of doubt with the Page of Swords, and this is going to lead to a lot of happiness and joy. There is a fresh start coming in with the Ace of Wands. Now, when this Ace of Wands comes in, again, I feel this is more into June. It's going to be a quick spark. It's a spark of creativity. It's a spark of joy. It's a spark of passion, it's just a newness. There's a lot of new, very fast moving energy with it. And you've got a few pages coming in. Again, that's going to be more into June when the pages coming in, and pages are the Youth of the Court card. So there's a sense of renewal in what those suits bring. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.